Hello and welcome back to the Side Escape Gaming Podcast, episode 116. I'm your host, Jake Burke, and joined, as always, by James St. Charles and Ted Miller Light Libby.
That's the name right there.
Sponsored.
Yeah. You're not sponsored? No sponsorship?
No sponsorship.
We'll change your middle name.
My only
and get
Christmas
sponsored.
sweater. So.
Yeah, all right. I got a Christmas sweater that's a Darth Vader and it says Merry Sithmas.
That's worse. That's somehow worse.
Yeah, it is. Kyle got it for me.
Aw.
But
That's
enough
even
about
worse.
me, enough about Christmas, James, because this is the Side Escape Gaming Podcast where every Monday morning a new episode goes live on YouTube.com and not Spotify because of Ted. Once a week, we Discord over 500 miles, talk about a gaming-related topic, like the Game Awards. We're talking all the announcements, the winners, and then we're going to talk about what games we are playing.
We're not gonna talk about the losers.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
We don't mention losers on this podcast, James.
Yeah, only winners.
Only winners. You know who we are? We're winners.
Wieners.
James,
We weren't nominated for the Game Awards.
no, we weren't.
No,
So-
we declined.
We declined.
We got actually. I saw it in our mailbox. And I just like,
Yeah, put it in the spam.
scam. Yeah.
Keeley can wait.
Yep.
James, you watched the Game Awards. Neither of us watched them live. What did you think of them?
Yeah. I thought it was a lot going on, even though it was relatively short.
Okay.
And this was definitely probably the best event of the year I've watched.
Okay.
E3, the E3 didn't really happen, and
Yeah.
Jeff did the Summer Game Awards, but I don't know, it just didn't feel like last year.
Yeah.
This felt like what the Summer Game Awards E3 should be. There were just so many reveals, and the awards were part of it, but it wasn't like the main focus. I just wanted to see the world premiere every single time. It's like the Xbox game showcase,
Right.
which Xbox didn't show anything.
Xbox did not have a single game there.
What the hell?
Dude, that's not great.
Something's up. Yeah,
Something's
that's not
up. Something's up. You think that Perfect Dark remake is still coming?
good. No.
No.
It's
No
a lot
way.
of there's some problems there. That's what I'll say.
I think we should just talk. Well, let's talk about the announcements, and then we'll kind of talk about the awards and the unimportant part of the Game Awards.
Yeah, we
Um,
don't care about that.
Yeah, why is it that the awards is not
The
the most
announcement
important part of
awards.
the Game Awards?
It's like if you watch the Oscars and they like dropped a bunch of new movie trailers like during the Oscars, and that was
That
the
would be
thing.
great.
It'd be
I would
awesome.
watch it just for that.
It'd be dope. Be dope. Like here's the new Avengers trailer right before Best Picture.
They would probably get more people to watch, but
I'm sure they would.
yeah.
James, what was the standout announcement to you? I want to.
I told you right before the show, but to me, my favorite announcement, even though I've never played any of these games, is the Armored Core 6 announcement trailer.
Yeah, Fires of Rubicon is what it's
Yeah.
called.
And
You know,
I liked. So I don't know if did you watch how it was announced or did you just watch the trailer?
I just watched the trailer.
Okay, so how it was announced was actually pretty emotional for Jeff. Jeff was like, he was like really like he's like, guys, I'm so honored that
Oh,
this
wow.
studio chose me to reveal this game, and it's from Software, and
Yeah.
everyone was like, everyone in the comments are like, GTA 6, GTA 6, because he was like really like so proud of it, but no, it was Armored Core,
Armored
which
Core 6.
great. And this trailer, it really like was visually cool to watch. Like I don't know, it's just a great trailer.
None of
The
us have
music,
played
too.
Armored Core, right?
No,
I've seen it.
they're really weird.
It's a
Yeah.
mech battle type.
Yeah, builder battle game.
Yeah,
Trailer looks dope. Trailer's ridiculous.
but
Trailer does
from
look dope.
Software are
They
Also,
made all the other Armored Core, right?
they did, but I'm like now they have
Modern.
like modern game knowledge and knows what we like, and maybe it'll be really hard.
Yeah, I'm curious if this will have Souls-y elements to it, or if it's.
I would like it if it didn't,
Yeah,
but
me too.
I just want to know with their experience with making something like Elden Ring to
Mhm.
going to this and seeing what they're doing.
I'm
Or going
shocked
back
that
to
it's
going back to that series.
called Armored Core 6, and not
Yep.
just like they're not rebooting the name Armored Core.
Yeah, I think either would have been fine, but
Yeah.
I'm fine with them. Just like they did Demon Souls and Demon Souls again.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even try for that one.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, I saw that the director of this game is the director of Sekiro. So that's interesting. That's their kind of second team working on this. So they and From Software didn't announce any Elden Ring stuff, but did you hear that noise?
Yeah, what was that?
Okay, so I built a lightsaber at Disneyland like 3 years ago, and every so often the lightsaber will just kind of make this weird ghost noise because the crystal of the lightsaber is like kind of askewed, and it just turns itself on every so often, and it scares
You gotta go
everybody in the
recharge
house.
your crystal.
I gotta really fix that inner workings of lightsaber.
Yeah,
That's
you gotta
absolutely
go,
horrifying.
Yeah,
go to some ice cave and read your crystal.
exactly, on Ilum, James, everybody's favorite planet. But yeah, so it's kind of cool. They announced kind of as Elden Ring won major awards that there is more to come in Elden Ring, but we just didn't.
Yeah, the
see
director
that.
was like, "Hey, we're gonna work on even better games." It's like everyone was like, "Oh my god,
Yeah, what are you
please!"
doing? Yeah.
Oh, was that unrelated to the Armored Core?
Yeah,
Okay, I thought that was like, we're going to make a
Even-
better game. Here's Armored Core 6. I was like, damn. Okay.
that's not even their main game. That's their B team game.
I know, that's the secondary
It's
game.
crazy.
So yeah, that was a good announcement. Okay, Armored Core 2023 as well. It's coming out next year.
Oh, there are a lot of 2023s,
This
which are
is
I think
a deep cut. Is Armored Core the mech game with the ridiculous dual joystick Xbox original controller?
no, I think that's Mech Warrior.
Yeah.
No, it's not Mech Warrior. It's
Is it not Mech Warrior?
Is it Lost
Somewhat,
Planet
yeah.
or whatever it was?
No,
Remember,
Lost
remember
Planet.
Lost Planet? That was a cool game.
That was a cool game.
like,
Then they made, like, sequels
Capcom's
and
Lost
everything.
Planet.
What?
Speaking of Lost Capcom, Steel
There's-
Battalion.
Steel
Sorry.
Battalion.
yeah.
That's what it
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
Let's get back on topic.
No, that was kind of
Yeah.
on topic. Ted, you watched the trailers. Or
Yeah.
some of them. What was the highlight for you? What was your big one?
Gosh. Well, so I was after the fact. I just watched that like compilation
Yeah,
of all trailers, and I'm a stick in the mud. If there's no gameplay, I'm kind
There's
of
not
like
really a trailer.
I withhold judgment on a lot of the stuff. Like Armored Core, awesome trailer,
Yeah.
super fun.
What is it?
Yeah.
No gameplay. I have no. That's not going to be
Hey,
the game.
2023. Somehow
Um,
it's gonna come out.
It's coming.
Right. So like the Diablo 4 trailer, badass. Had a great time
Finally, we had a
watching
good Diablo trailer. Like,
I
holy
didn't
shit,
see
it was
that.
forever.
Did they show
Oh,
gameplay?
Oh, you
no,
didn't
really?
see it? No. It was just like your typical like Blizzard
It was your
trailer
typical
that we
Blizzard
wanted.
cinematic.
Cool. Okay,
No
I'll
gameplay.
check that out later. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty badass.
Yeah.
That was badass. No
But
gameplay.
again, no gameplay.
Yeah.
Similarly, but did have gameplay. Hades 2.
Oh yeah, this would game look good.
Hades 2. You're playing as a girl Hades. No, or a female protagonist.
Female protagonist. I want to talk a lot about Hades too.
Okay.
I want to. All right.
Do it.
Ted, James, we all
Yep.
loved
Yep.
Hades. We all loved it.
Yeah, one of the best.
I would say
My household completed it.
right, 100% of it.
We got 100%.
I would say that Ted and I are massive Supergiant fans. Like all their games. I know James, you also really like Supergiant.
Yeah.
But Ted and I will talk about Pyre for the rest of our lives if we could.
Good game.
Ted, how do you feel about Supergiant making a sequel?
First sequel.
I think
first sequel.
it's okay. It feels like the right thing to do.
It does.
Right. They're just at this point they're just riding a wave, and that's fine. So for as much as that they are just riding a wave, it's kind of like do something original, whatever. Make your money. And I also think that this is a female protagonist, totally different, same concept, totally different story. You're a witch.
Yeah.
Dealing in witchcraft. And so I'm really excited. It's going to be probably the same formula, but we're going to have all new weapons, spells, boons, or like power-ups. And so I'm really excited for just letting them create flex their creative muscles.
Yeah.
And just doing something different with the same core concepts.
Have they ever created DLC?
Mm.
Yep.
So I think this is what probably happened is maybe they were gonna like think about making DLC and they're like, actually, why don't we just make a new game?
That
That's probably
was
what
my thought. Is maybe this is like a standalone expansion pack
Yeah.
that just turned into a sequel because that's
Right.
what you do nowadays.
Yep.
Because it looks the same. It
has similar gods returning from what they said. Yeah. So
yeah.
Probably
But
similar effects.
the snippets of gameplay showed very different abilities and powers.
Yeah.
Which I'm
Looking forward
much
to
more excited for, and I totally trust like their gameplay to be creative and interesting in new ways.
Yeah, that's like my thing is like Hades is one of my favorite video games of all time. I think it's like the best roguelike ever made and all this stuff.
yeah.
But like I'm kind of bummed that Supergiant's making just another Hades game because they're always so creative. And
they
so
only
like,
work on one game at a time.
that's how they have. Yeah, they have.
Okay.
So I'm a little like it's just like capitalism took art again, and like
Yeah.
they were such like the weird indie studio that made these fantastic games that were always different, and now like are they gonna make 4 Hades games in a row because that's the money? And I get
think
it,
they're gonna
that's
make
the business choice, but that's a
I
bummer.
think they're going to make really good roguelikes from
I
here
think
on
so
out.
too. I'm
Yeah.
And I would treat this as less of like Hades 2 and Hades the standalone expansion pack. and just treat it more of that, of like, this is all of the ideas that were cut from the original Hades that they then had an entire pandemic lockdown to flush out.
True.
Would be my guess. And then they just had their, art and QA figured out from there.
Yeah, I'm curious. So they announced it's going to go into early access next year.
Yeah. I believe they're doing the same system of early access on PC, and then the rest of the world will get it
when it comes out,
when they feel ready.
Yeah,
which is a bummer because I really like playing that game on the Xbox, but you do what you got to do.
You played Hades early access, right?
I did.
Was it a lot different when it came out full release?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it was,
I'm wondering. I'm debating whether
I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna touch it until it's
okay.
out.
I'll wait then.
Mainly because like what I recall of it in early access, and I could be misremembering a little bit, but it was like they just had the first world available with no boss at first.
I do remember you saying that, yeah.
And they didn't have the like connective tissue of like talking to the people, increasing their levels and stuff like that. Came way later. It was just like running through that first world again and again and again.
I think it was the first two, because I think the Bone Hydra.
Yeah, I remember the Bone Hydra.
That was the second release of early access.
Oh, okay.
Because I remember playing when it was just that first world before the lava or anything.
Yeah, so I'm gonna wait
on launch, like because they announced it at the Game Awards and they were like, and it's in early access now. And then I played.
That would have been so cool. It looked like it was. I mean, from the Hades 2 trailer, it looked like it was polished, but we'll see. I mean,
I'm sure it will.
I'm guessing.
I have no doubt it's gonna be good.
The engine below it, the systems making it work are going to be the same and are going to be just as good.
That's fine.
I think this is going to be much more of them flushing out interesting ideas that they had to cut from the original Hades. Would be my guess.
You think Zagreus is in this? You think like we get 2 playable characters?
I would love that. I'd love for her to meet him.
Because
she's going down, right, and he's going up.
Yep.
Yeah, I bet we'll get a very good and heartfelt story.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
At the same time, as much as I'm going to complain about this game because it just feels a little like the capitalism nature of our world. Yeah, like money grab.
Hey, at least they're getting paid. At least that studio's going to get paid, and the employees are going to get paid well.
And this is 100% the right decision for Supergiant is to absolutely capitalize on this thing that just won Game of the Year.
And then make them whatever game you want to do, and you have a big cushion. And
I'm thinking you get 2 teams soon. Hopefully, maybe that'd be great. But
that'd be nice.
I'm curious what they do to expand upon Hades and make it different. So that I think is kind of just interesting to me is what is Hades 2 going to be? Also, it looked like she has like these weapons, these 2 swords, and those are part of the logo treatment. So like, are we only going to have one weapon and like different magic? You think about multiple weapons?
No,
Zagreus' sword was a big part of the market, like the art for Hades 1. There was, I mean, you got a gun at some point.
That gun sucks.
That gun was fucking awful.
That's my roommate's favorite weapon. He's trying to beat Hades with 32 skulls using the gun.
The spear, though. I love the spear.
Is that Eric or Jefferson?
That's Eric.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. It's like, wow, Jefferson's getting real committed to Hades.
No, only Eric's doing that many skulls. He's crazy.
That's insane. Any final kind of thoughts on Hades 2?
I can't wait until it comes out.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I'm excited for it.
Yeah,
I'm happy for them, I guess.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for them. But like I said, I wish there was another Supergiant game coming that was, a story-driven NBA Jam kind of clone that you just,
maybe they'll make a Pyre 2.
God, could you imagine?
Maybe they'll make a Pyre 2.
It's their only like not successful game.
What? How dare you?
No, it's great.
Maybe if they put it on not PlayStation and Steam. I didn't know that was a PlayStation console exclusive.
Yeah.
I'm still mad about it. Anyway.
Xbox can suck it. Speaking of PlayStation exclusives, let's just talk about what I once texted James. I could watch a Hideo Kojima trailer for the rest of my life and be satisfied.
That was so fucking...
I had no idea what's going on, and I needed your help, and you weren't there.
And James, I beat the game. I don't know what's going on. That's the beauty of Kojima.
You're supposed to know what's going on.
I don't know what was going on in Death Stranding 1. I'm stoked for DS2.
Is this a continuation or a prequel?
Yeah. It's a continuation.
Okay.
Yeah. I believe that baby. BB. I believe that BB is the BB of the first game. Spoilers at the end of Death Stranding 1. Things happen with the BB, and I believe that is the same BB. I just love Kojima. I just think like his style is just absurd,
Unbeatable.
but yeah, it's untouched and unmatched.
It's unmatched. You're right.
It's just
He's
so.
bonkers. He's absolutely bonkers.
I every day when I think about we missed a Silent Hill game that would have been like peak Kojima, it's just sad.
Yeah,
But at least we're getting his own stuff, and he has all his own control.
and Death Stranding, the first one, is a really good video game. It's weird, and it's about moving packages
It's weird.
from one point
Amazon
to
Looker.
another, but it's freaking great. And I'm really excited to see what they kind of do to expand upon it. Definitely looks like there's like big machines and mechs. Like wouldn't be
I love
surprised.
Yeah, there's
if-
next now.
apparently there's mechs
Hey,
now. I'm
Bring
in.
in Metal Gear to DS2 right now. Let's do it.
Troy Baker's back in this game despite dying in the first
yeah.
game. Like that's pretty cool. Spoilers. I'm sorry if you're really into Death Stranding and you're in the middle of it, but
And he
the-
sang the song in the trailer.
he did sing the song in the trailer, which I thought was really
Yeah.
cool.
Man of many
Very
talents.
very curious what is happening in this trailer because it's borderline nonsensical, but the way he just puts a trailer together too is like awesome. It's just that thing was better than anything shown. Just how it was constructed, but it's weird.
Really?
I think so. It's always so interesting and how he.
Incomprehensible is how I would describe it.
It's true.
Like it does not make like the more you think about it, the less sense it makes.
That's why I love those trailers. And I think
Mhm.
one of the first trailer he directly edited and made. I don't know if he made this one.
No, he
but,
no. At the end of this trailer, it says
Oh, he
edited
did.
by Hideo Kojima.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, he does his
Like
own
he-
trailers.
Yeah, which is
Yeah, and
not
I
really
love
unheard of.
the tagline. So the tagline, like for the first game, was something about like become connected or like connect. The
Stay
tagline
connected?
for this game, stay connected. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And this tagline is, should we ever have connected?
I know.
And it's like, what the fuck, dude? The baby turns into an octopus squid thing.
Awesome.
That just happens.
We didn't see like and then the camera goes down the throat.
You did see there is a baby throat shot though, but the baby's all weird looking now.
Oh yeah.
I know, but yeah, no, we didn't have the, and that was a weird little, yeah. No Mads Mikkelsen yet, but we'll get him. He was so good. in the first game.
Oh, come on, sneak him in there.
Sneak him in. Ted, you gotta play Matt. You gotta play
Yeah.
Death Stranding.
I know. At
It's
some point,
just
I need
so
to play
wild.
Death Stranding.
I
I have
think-
a growing
I
list
have it.
of
I have the
games
definitive
that
edition.
Technically, I can play on the PS4.
I should just
that
play it on the
I
Steam
should
Deck.
play.
Oh, you should. That'd be a good Steam Deck game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird and like
I don't have a Steam Deck.
it sucks.
Yeah,
to
well,
suck,
you should
Ted.
get one.
Yeah, fuck.
I want. Speaking of
Yeah.
Steam Decks, they were giving away a Steam Deck every minute.
That's wild.
Yeah,
Ted,
during the Game Awards
did Ted
Like,
win?
oh, like for free, like giveaways?
for free. Yeah, and it was anyone who had their Steam account connected to their Twitch, I believe.
Huh?
Yeah, they're giving them away
Oh, huh?
once a minute.
That's pretty crazy. That's a lot. That's a lot of
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
That's a lot
Well,
of
I
minutes.
think they definitely are sitting on a lot of stock. They may have definitely overestimated probably what they were. But the market, they're opening it up now. The Asian market is going to be happening soon, so
Oh,
they're
they'll sell a
going to
lot
be
over
selling a lot of stock.
there. I gotta imagine it'll sell pretty well in Japan
Oh, I think Japan really likes this.
because they love
Right.
like handheld gaming because of all the trains and yeah, that's like a big
And
like.
the Switch has just been
So
sitting there.
I've been playing Tunic, James. We'll talk more about it later. But I was texting Ted
Nope.
because I think Ted needs to play Tunic, and he was like, "Do you think it will run well?" Or he's like, "You think I should get it on the Switch?" And I was like, "Was it gonna run well?" And then we both had this thing of like, "Yeah, fucking burn the Switch. It sucks."
Yeah, I can't trust it.
No, I can't either.
Yeah.
One other game I want to talk to you boys about that was announced. Well, I have a few, but I want to really talk about Judas.
Yeah,
This is Ken
Bioshock,
Levine's new game.
Bioshock again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
It looks
Yeah.
like Bioshock. I'm in though.
I'm curious. I really want to know what they do
Different.
better or differently, because what was last year? Deathloop.
Mhm.
And there have been games before it. Prey was a little bit like it, but like we've kind of
That's
had
great.
a lot of spiritual successors to BioShock. And it's like at this point, it's like, all right, how many grandkids are we gonna really we
Right.
need to have here?
Mhm.
Because I'm still of the belief that like if you should go play BioShock. If you haven't played BioShock, go play BioShock.
And yeah, it's remastered. I mean, come on.
And this just it was incredibly similar in fun ways, but also in like doing here.
Like
We
no,
just
it's
restarted.
Bioshock. It's
Yeah.
absolutely just another Bioshock game.
It looks like BioShock, and so I'm really curious what what they're bringing to the table that they didn't show us in this trailer, I guess is a good way to put it.
I'm curious. This trailer shows like the 5 villains or whatever of this situation that's going on in Judas.
Is Judas the place or the person?
Oof. You know?
Okay. Yeah, we just don't know. We just
we don't talk about that.
For those who haven't seen the trailer, it's just locations, a first-person shot of your character looking in a mirror, and then very Bioshocky action moments.
There's literally a moment where the person like opens their hand and fire comes out, and it's literally the same scene from like a Bioshock game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, we're
Exactly.
we're just ripping off. But I'm curious how many of the villains, what aligning with different villains does, because that seems like the theme of the trailer.
Yeah.
I like that.
She's like, I got to align with someone, and I'm the one that did this. So I'm curious kind of what that means. And he's been working on this game since like 2013 or 14 when he left 2K. So this game's, they've been working on something for a long time. So
Yeah, and I'm curious
I didn't think
if
anything was
that
going to come out
will
of it.
yield some really cool stuff, or if it'll yield really like last generation stuff. You know, like games that have taken a while to make usually come out feeling old.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. Deathloop did a fantastic job of playing with the systems behind these kinds of games. I'm optimistic for Judas. I think it's going to be neat.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm just excited for something. Ken Levine's doing something different, and we don't have a Bioshock clone.
Just, hot take. Do you think there's going to be some kind of mid-game twist
Yes.
that really gets you
Yeah.
in the way that
Bioshock does.
may have done? No spoilers.
I would definitely assume so. How many lighthouses do you think are in this game, Ted?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's my big question. How many lighthouses are we dealing with? All right. There's always another one.
I mean, because I'll take it. Like I said, Bioshock's a great game. If you haven't played Bioshock, go play Bioshock.
Ted, you Bioshock or Bioshock Infinite?
Bioshock.
James?
Infinite was cool.
All right,
It was cool.
we're on the
Nah,
same.
Bioshock 2 is interesting. It's not as good, but it's interesting.
Bioshock 2 is interesting. Yeah, that's a great way to describe Bioshock 2.
Yeah.
That's an
2
interesting
was a game.
Yeah, 2 was a game, and we played it. The DLC is real good. Get that with the Minerva's Den or whatever it's called. Real good.
Yeah, that's very good.
Jedi Fallen Order. Jedi Survivor.
Jedi
Survivor.
Survivor. Which I didn't believe that was the name, and I was telling you, I was like, "There's no way that's the name," and it's the
Jedi
name.
Survivor. So Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Underwhelming trailer. However, they showed a lot of cool stuff that you're gonna do in this game.
Yeah, I like
especially-
seeing the combat,
Yeah, combat. You have 2 sabers now.
dual wielding. Yeah.
You're dual wielding. You also have double bladed. I think there's gonna be a lot more variety in how you can use your sabers.
Yep.
There's a part where he force pulls a stormtrooper that has a minigun, and then he's shooting people with the minigun. That was pretty cool.
We'd love that.
They showed battle droids. There's different enemies, which is interesting. And he's got it he's growing like a little scruffy beard. That was
He
pretty
definitely
cool.
looks older. I don't know how much older though.
I think he's 5. It's 5 years from the first game.
Damn.
Yeah. How are you feeling about this game? This game comes out in March. This is like right around the corner.
I think it gets delayed.
Whoa.
Right here, I'm saying it.
I'm calling it.
I'm calling it.
Okay. Ted, you into this game? Underwhelming trailer, but
I really liked Jedi Fallen Order. Like
This is our game of the year.
one of those games that like I went back and replayed because I was so into it. And so I'm excited for this game, but that trailer was just showing you things you kind of sort of did already.
Yeah.
yes, I would agree.
Very much same combat.
Yeah, it was kind of just being like, there's gonna be more of what you liked, and you're like, well, I would hope so. That's what a sequel does anyway.
Yeah.
I didn't need a trailer to tell me that. I'm much more interested in kind of the story, and this trailer didn't.
No, this
show a
was
lot of
gameplay.
that.
This showed you just moving around.
Yeah, it showed you gameplay for a third-person action game
where you already knew the
that
gameplay.
we played before.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited for it. I'm really ready. I think it's gonna be a fun game.
Yeah.
Not a very good trailer. That's fine.
No, it happens.
I think that's fine.
It happens. Yeah, but yeah, Jedi Survivor 2. It's coming.
Not as hype as that teaser trailer or that announcement trailer.
No, the announcement trailer was great
Way
with the like random Sith that's there, and
yeah.
yeah, I'm very excited for it. But I thought this trailer was just very underwhelming and meh. But there's stuff to be known in the trailer, and I was like, okay, I like that you're fighting battle droids, and there's going to be like different planets where you go to. Looks like with different enemies, rather than just always fighting stormtroopers.
You think they'll flush out that random bounty hunter portion of the first game that was really
Well, there's-
interesting, but made zero sense to the actual
Well, there's
plot.
another bounty hunter in this one.
There are bounty hunters.
We'll see.
Do you remember that they solved that issue with just like a line of dialogue where he's like, sorry, kid. I did it on accident.
I had some
Wrong
debts
guy.
I had to pay. Whoops.
And then like you're like, all right, and let's just go continue the game.
That was so weird when it happened in the game. I was like, what the fuck is this? What? Oh, it's like,
Then
So
it's over.
And then it's
Anyway.
over. You do like a little tournament, then it's over. That was a weird part.
Yeah.
A few things before we go. How are we feeling about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League?
Kill me.
No gameplay, so
Yeah.
reserving judgment. The trailer felt bad.
Yeah.
It felt like they were trying to emulate a movie, but they aren't a movie. If
Yeah.
that makes sense. Like, it was a lot of talking. It was a lot of showing off quote unquote characters or actors.
Yeah.
A lot of setup for what the actual game is going to be, which looks like the Justice League is evil.
Which we already knew.
Let me know which supervillain is secretly controlling the Justice League.
It's probably Brainiac. That'd be my guess.
That was my guess with the purple eyes.
Yep.
Finally.
It's always fucking Brainiac.
It was a lot of quirky dialogue for badly animated, not badly animated, but like not very good, not as good as live action characters.
Why is there such an obsession with doing Suicide Squad content? I feel like there's so much Suicide Squad, and now we're getting the game. And what is this obsession?
I think this is boardroom hype, right?
I think it's
That's like a Justice League game.
I mean, the movie did really well. The second,
I think a
the
Justice
sequel.
League game.
Ted, I'm gonna be honest. The first movie performed incredibly well. It's just a
Yeah.
piece of shit. Okay.
That's one of the only movies I've had to turn off because I'm like, this is making me motion sick.
It's fucking terrible. I think the Suicide Squad is a brand that could be really big and interesting, and it's such a good idea, but nobody cares because DC Comics like low level villains is like meh, you know.
Yeah.
Like the MCU is going to do the Thunderbolts, which is exactly what the Suicide Squad is. And that is going to become a much bigger brand than the Suicide Squad is. Just hands down.
I just don't understand.
No, in this game it looks bad.
Well, yeah, this trailer didn't show
Yeah.
gameplay, so I don't know what this game looks like.
It's like a co-op action game.
Like Gotham Knights, the other DC co-op game that's doing terribly right now. Yeah, this is kind of like, you know.
Yeah, Ted, let me pitch you on what I believe Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is. You play as one of 4 characters, okay?
Okay.
Let's call them, I don't know, Batgirl, Nightwing, Red Hood, Robin. No, wait, sorry. Let's call them other bad guys. And then you're going around an open world to get new gear to go fight bosses. And sometimes you can play with your friends.
Awesome. That wasn't in the trailer.
No, they did show like very quick gameplay a while ago, but this is what Rocksteady's been working on since 2014, 15. So it's
This seems like something that if you told me this was conceived at the exact same time of the first Suicide Squad movie, I could believe it. Of like that's when these things got funded, and we're now just seeing what's happening with that.
Yeah,
like it's taken them this long. The hype for Suicide Squad wore off a long time ago. And
I think so.
like,
Yeah.
We still have our game.
Yeah,
I was pretty hyped about the first movie, but holy fuck, they dropped the ball.
That movie's so bad.
God.
Oh
It had everything.
You know, like
Will Smith.
It had Will Smith. Madeline's like superpower, which has an amazing impression of Jared Leto's Joker laugh. It's
Really?
just
I want to hear it.
I wouldn't know.
fantastic.
I never made it that far in the movie.
I'll get Maddie. I'll text Maddie if she can come in here and do Jared Leto's Joker laugh in a little bit. Okay. Any other games that were announced? They talked about Tekken 8, which who cares? Does anybody care about this Tekken franchise?
So I'm going to bring this bit up because Tekken 8 and Street Fighter 6 were both new trailers were dropped for both, and I had incredibly different reactions for both of them. And I think it's because I'm not up to date on Tekken. They both looked graphically kind of meh. Okay. They both I wouldn't call them last gen. They just didn't look like they were pushing any kind of boundaries. They look like the same things that we had seen. They look like Street Fighter. They look like Tekken. You know, like I wasn't wowed by any of that. But the Tekken trailer just had ridiculous buildings exploding and stupid characters.
Everybody
and I
had
was
wings. Did you notice this, Ted? Everybody's flying each other with wings.
Yeah,
There's all these attacks and wings come up.
it was absolutely bonkers, I was just like, I never got into Tekken 7 or Tekken 8, whichever one it is.
This is
Tekken
it.
So I was just like, fuck yeah, more Tekken. And then the Street Fighter trailer dropped, doing pretty much the same thing of just like kind of mech graphics, mech gameplay, just a bad overall trailer construction, just showing me more of this middling last generation fighting game. And I was just like, complete eye roll. Like Street Fighter 6 looks bad.
Yeah, Street Fighter 6 does look bad.
It looks bad graphically, it looks bad gameplay wise, and like the characters, they're like, don't you remember DJ? And you're like, the fact that DJ wasn't in Street Fighter 5 is not why I stopped playing that game.
DJ, I remember DJ.
Yeah. So I'm a lot more hyped for Tekken 8 than I am for Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
But I think they both are kind of living in the past in a strange way.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a Final Fantasy 16, the big old trailer.
Yoshi P came out. The very famous Yoshi P.
Mm-hmm.
FF14.
Oh yeah.
Made that game great.
It's coming out June. I'm in. It looks good.
Yeah, it looked great. That trailer was great.
Did it look good? What the?
No, it doesn't. The trailer didn't make it look good, but the gameplay itself looks really good.
The gameplay's
You've explained to me Final Fantasy for multiple years, like in a row now, and I'm still just completely lost whenever I see a new trailer.
Okay, hold on. Maggie's gonna
the
come
story
to
sucked, but the gameplay.
Her Jared Leto Joker laugh. Okay.
Jared Leto Joker laugh.
Do I get any context?
We were talking about the Suicide Squad, and I said this is one of your powers.
This is one of my powers.
Yeah. So please.
Okay.
That was good.
And that is spot on. If you've seen that movie.
Our mic did not catch any.
Your mic noise. It noise canceled all of that. So you know what?
It was just silence for like 4 seconds, and you're like, "That was it."
That's actually a better bit. All right, thank you.
Did it work or no?
No, it didn't work.
You have to turn off your filters.
Yeah, we gotta turn off the filters. That's too much work. Okay, I'm so sorry for disturbing you. And there's the cat.
Okay.
That's amazing.
Now
Okay.
we won't know.
Now
I
we won't
hear
know.
it.
Sorry, guys.
Maddie.
I tried really hard.
So they didn't hear me at all?
No, it canceled you out.
It cancels like certain
Told
pitches.
you that Jared Leto. It heard Jared Leto and just cut your mic.
Yep. That's so funny. Okay, well, she does a really good one. Sorry, guys. Final Fantasy 16, James, what were you saying on it? I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
Well, I was saying 15, the story sucked, and I couldn't care less. But the
The
gameplay,
gameplay
was
was
fun.
great.
So I'm just looking forward to the gameplay. You turn into a big ass fire demon.
Yep.
Yeah.
God, I can't remember his name. What's the fire demon's name? Anyways, it's a FF Final Fantasy demon that's always like in.
Yeah, they're all the summons, right? Like that's these big demons.
You just become a summon, which is great.
Yeah, which
I hope you
that's
can
so
become a
cool.
Leviathan. It would be fun.
Dude, the gameplay looks so good too for like the fantasy, because Final Fantasy 15 wasn't a fantasy game. Like it was just like not like medieval. That's what I'm
weird.
trying to look up.
You drive a Mercedes in the desert. It's weird.
You're on a bachelor party, James.
It's just the
You
weirdest
seriously
thing.
are. Do you
Yeah,
notice
that is kind of the only thing that's intriguing to me. To hear that it's going back to its like medieval fantasy roots.
Yeah,
I'm just like, oh sure, whatever.
Oh, see, I'm excited about that.
I'm playing
Yeah.
it. It's
Yeah,
gonna
Yeah,
be
you
great.
guys
I'm playing it.
really enjoyed the other
Oh,
Final
7
Fantasy.
remake.
You should
Yeah.
play
It-
7
it's
remake.
in a different
Yeah.
league though.
This
It's
won't
like,
be like 7 remake.
No.
Yeah.
No. But we do have Final Fantasy Rebirth. Final Fantasy
the
7
Crisis.
Rebirth.
We also have Crisis Core.
Yeah, it comes out. I think it came out today, like as we're filming it.
I want to play it. People really like it.
10 hours, James. That's it.
That's fine.
That's
all I need.
perfect.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, it's the
Give me a
best
taste.
PSP game you're gonna play all year. That's what I've heard.
PSP game. What?
It's a remake of a PSP game, and like
Okay.
it still kind of feels like a PSP game, but it's really cool.
Yeah, I heard people who said like they hated the PSP game because the combat sucked, and now the combat's good,
Mm-hmm.
so now it's playable.
Apparently, the ending is like awesome to Crisis Core.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm excited. That's gonna be my winter break game. It was gonna be the Witcher 3 remaster thing, but I think it's gonna be that. Any other announcement stuff you want to talk about before we just kind of very quickly talk about the awards?
I already talked about Diablo 4, Warhammer 40K,
Eh,
Space Marine 2. It's coming out. That looked fun.
Yeah,
I
it
really
looked
like
like
the
a
first
Dark
one.
Tide but Space Marine.
Huh.
Like
Yeah,
third
if
person.
you're looking for like a silly, fun Gears of War kind of a ripoff, Space
Yeah.
Marine's a great game. I'm really hoping the sequel's good. Outside of that, there are a lot of trailers that I'm not even remembering the names of that were just kind of like,
nah.
Yeah,
Okay,
I mean, there were
sure.
definitely a lot of like, okay.
Earthblade.
So Earthblade is the Celeste team. They made Celeste.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
It could be good, but it also it said 2024, so like that's a long time to wait for like a small
I
indie
would
game.
say that was a pretty underwhelming trailer.
No, I thought it was too, but like Celeste was
pretty
good.
bored.
So
Yeah.
Plus was great, but it could be just a fluke. So we'll
yeah,
see.
no, the Earthblade trailer is a pretty boring trailer, but they made Celeste, so I'm in. Dune Awakening had another cinematic trailer that didn't really explain anything more about the game.
Yeah, I'm suspicious of all kind of open world survival games at this point. Of like, and especially with a movie franchise, like, is this just a cash in, or is this a genuine like attempt to reshape the same formula? There's also that other one, Lords of the Fallen, had a trailer. I don't think I even watched all of it.
I did not. It didn't look interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
So Lords of the Fallen, it reminds me of like a Dark Souls attempt type game,
And that's
people were like
what
kind
it
of
always
interested
was.
in it. Yeah, well, yeah, we knew that from the beginning, but it was just like, could this be good? Those enemies are basically Dark Souls enemies. Is this just Dark Souls?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, we'll see.
Right.
You know, I'll wait for the reviews and then I'll judge. Then I'll buy. If the reviews suck, whew,
Then dodge
that's
the
why we
bullet
have.
there.
That's why we have reviews.
That's why we have reviews. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's
We
why
have
we have
reviews
us.
to let us know if we should do a review. That's usually what
Exactly. We'll review
it is. Good games.
what others review.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll review good games.
And
Unless we get baited.
unless we get paid.
It's like, this game's great. You played it. Like, what the fuck?
I know. It's happened. It's happened.
Yeah.
The only other thing that I thought was kind of a cool announcement, it doesn't mean much to me because I actually don't play Dead Cells anymore, but the Dead Cells Castlevania thing was cool.
I like that.
Yeah.
That is gonna make me play Dead Cells again, I think.
Did you know, like,
Castlevania?
a bunch of other characters you can play as, like, Shovel Knight and stuff in Dead Cells?
I had no clue because that game really fell hard for me. Like, I just could not get back into it.
Yeah.
Because I played early access like crazy and they changed so much and can get back into it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Mistake on my part.
Mistake on James' part. That's why he doesn't do early access anymore, guys.
Yeah. Unless it's like a game that I know is never gonna come out.
Like, what is it, Valhalla or whatever that was that we were all playing?
Valheim.
Valheim.
They had a big update.
They had a
recently.
new update. Yeah.
Yeah. That was, what, 3 years ago that
back
game
up.
came out? All right. They also have awards at this show.
Yeah.
Okay? They got some awards.
Right.
Let's talk about the awards.
Let's talk about some rewards. I'm just going to go through kind of the big like 5 or 6 that I think
I
are
would
kinda...
also like to point out that last year's Game of the Year was It Takes Two, because everyone picked everyone who was given the option to vote picked the safe option instead of what they really liked.
Yeah.
And so It Takes Two ended up taking the whole thing.
The whole shebang. The whole
It
Oh,
Takes Two
I love
go down in
I love
history
that.
as 2021's Game of the Year because nobody had the balls to vote for anything bigger.
I love that Joseph Fares,
Yeah.
or Joseph Fares came back out. He did great. Like, he was a great announcer. Like,
He
he
always
was
is.
pretty tame, but
He
that
didn't
was
say
great
fuck
work.
on stage.
I wish he did. I wish he
kind
said
of
fuck the
his
Oscars.
Fuck the Oscars. The big award, I think, which is really cool, best performance was Christopher Judge for Kratos in God of War Ragnarok. That's kind of the big theme of this, is God of War and Elden Ring are competing for awards. But he got the best performance. And James, when you do play it, you will know his performance was pretty good.
Did you hear about his speech?
No, what did he do in his speech? Was it good?
Oh, it lasted a long time.
I did hear that it went on a really long time. I heard
Yeah,
that.
and then afterwards, Jeff was like, "Okay, guys, so here's the next game." Like, he had to, like, really speed up and save time.
Because he just went on and on and on. He did not win for the first God of War. The guy that played Arthur Morgan in Red Dead 2 won. So, good for him.
Yeah. Okay.
Best score in music, God of War, which was pretty cool.
That composer was really his acceptance speech.
Good.
Phenomenal. Really, really humble guy, and he was like giving his regards to Corey and all that.
They had a Hozier. He played Hozier. He like played the song because he wrote a song for God of War Ragnarok. It's the credits song. And I was listening to another gaming podcast, and they obviously didn't know music very well. And Maddie knows Hozier very well and loves him. And they were like, "Yeah, they got like some weird music guests. Hozier? Like, I don't know. Like, what is that? Like, I don't even know who this person is." And I was like, "Oh, come on, guys. Like, let's know who this is." Best art direction. So the kind of the main nominees for most of these awards are Elden Ring, God of War, Horizon, Stray, and then throw in another game throughout there. Best art direction was Elden Ring, rightfully so,
Good.
I believe.
Good.
Best narrative was God of War Ragnarok.
Good.
Good. Good.
Good. If Elden Ring won that, nope.
Nope. There is a good narrative somewhere in there. It's just you got to go on Body Video on YouTube and learn the narrative. So best game direction was between Elden Ring, God of War, Horizon Forbidden West, Immortality, which is a found footage game, which is on Game Pass, which actually looks pretty interesting, and then Stray. Elden Ring won for game direction. Makes sense. And then Game of the Year was between 6 games. Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and A Plague Tale Requiem. And the winner was Elden Ring. So Elden Ring won Game of the Year.
And it was great.
It was great. And Miyazaki had a great speech where he said, we're going to do more stuff in Elden Ring. And I was like,
yep.
Fuck yeah.
And then he never made another game ever again. Let's go.
Yeah.
He's lied in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
I'm happy for it. It deserves everything it got.
Yep.
God of War 2, I'm sure, is a fantastic game as well.
It could have equally gone the other way. That's how I felt.
I think so too, but like we've even talked about this a little bit, and we'll, I think when we kind of come to our little Side Escape Game of the Award show thing, a Game of the Year award thing, we'll talk a lot about it. But like Elden Ring was just something entirely bigger than a Sony like a video game. Like it eclipsed. Where Elon Musk was tweeting about fucking Elden Ring at one point, talking about his strength dex build. Yeah. It's like it just kind of became bigger than life almost.
I think something that is such a niche kind of hardcore gaming experience to take over pop culture in that way, I think was really neat. Yeah, that doesn't happen very much.
The beauty of it is because it just came in like so. Like you knew this game was coming, but they didn't show off anything. They didn't show their hand. Like they kept this so fucking quiet, and we're like, yeah, we got like one of the best games coming, and we're not gonna tell you.
We're not gonna tell you anything about it.
James, I have played almost 75 hours of Elden Ring, and I would say that they still have not shown their hand to me.
They kept this shit so quiet, and you're like, okay, we're gonna get some Dark Souls game. Oh, George R. R. Martin. Shit. Okay, he did oh wow, he did that. Okay, well. Maybe this will be good. You can step into it and you're like, what the fuck? This is the map? You walk. Well, this is the world.
It is that like Ted said, like that's such like this intense experience, like that hardcore gamer experience. But unlike what came before it from FromSoft, their smart thing is that it's really accessible. That you, if you're getting the shit kicked out of you in Elden Ring,
explore,
go somewhere else. But like, if you're getting the shit kicked out of you in Dark Souls 3 on a boss, like suck it up, dude. You gotta fight this fucking boss till you beat this boss. Like that's your life now. And like I think they just had that was such a perfect shift to make it an approachable game.
Especially with the first boss.
Yeah.
Like that is the best, like humble yourself boss. And
yep. You gotta fucking work your ass off to beat Margot or whatever his fucking name is. Oh, we lost James. Oh, no, he's back. Nope. He keeps freezing. Ted, do you want to talk about any games you're playing or do you want to just say goodbye?
No, I'll take some hot takes because I know you want to talk briefly about Tunic.
Yeah, very briefly, but I don't have to.
I'll talk briefly because I've literally played an hour and 5 minutes of High on Life.
Oh,
game that came out last week. Squanch Games.
It's on Game Pass.
It's on Game Pass. This is very first impressions because I played an hour of it an hour ago. It's kind of fucking great.
Whoa, okay.
It's stupid.
Really.
I'm gonna hit you right over the head. It is stupid.
Yeah.
Look me in the eye. It is stupid. Like literally the enemies you're fighting at the beginning are literally saying things like, "Oh, I'm the best. I bet I'm the hardest boss in this game, or I'm the hardest enemy. You can't beat me." And then you shoot them. It is the dialogue. Literally, okay. So this is a stupid sci-fi shooter experience. Your guns talk to you. They have little faces. The first gun you get is genuinely Morty.
Yeah.
Just his voice. He's like, "Hey guys, I'm the gun. We're gonna go shoot the guys. Okay, let's go get them. Fuck the guys."
Does your character talk at all or no?
No, the guns speak for you.
Okay.
But just the
in the Morty voice or in like a
in the Morty voice.
But there's like every gun is like a different voice, right?
Yeah. But they speak for you to get the quest objectives of like, "Hey, we're bounty hunters. We're gonna go in there and we're gonna kill the bad guys. You know where the bad guys are?" This is what it is. Okay. But I would say that it kind of feels like if you remember kind of your classic Xbox 360 B game shooter.
Yeah.
It feels like that. The graphics are pretty. They're nice. They're pretty. They're a little weird at first, but once you get into the sci-fi of it, they start to look pretty nice. I I would say that the meta jokes, the fourth wall breaking atmosphere of it's pretty good.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil anything. A lot happens in
no.
the first 10 minutes. That's just bonkers.
Okay.
But if you've been playing games for a little while and you get a couple of these jokes, it's pretty good.
Okay.
How much is this game? Like, let me check.
I think
It's
it's 60.
full price, $60.
And we're playing it free on
Game Pass.
Game Pass.
Game Pass.
Such a great deal.
But
So-
yeah, at least as someone who's only played the first hour, give it a try.
Okay.
It's pretty wild.
Okay.
It's pretty funny.
I saw a thing on Reddit today about this game where there's a movie playing on a TV screen at some point when you're in the game, and it's this old movie from the 90s called Tammy and the T-Rex, and it's about Paul Walker getting murdered and becoming a T-Rex, and this girl is in love with him, and it's Denise Richards, and she's like in love with him. But you can watch the entire movie within the game at this TV.
Mm-hmm.
You can just sit there and watch the entire film, which is
That's pretty good.
fucking phenomenal.
That's awesome.
High on Life. Okay, I want to play High on Life. You sold me.
I think everybody should give it a shot. If Rick and Morty humor is not your jam, it's not going to be for you.
Right.
And I think at the end of the day, this is going to be a very linear, kind of a boring first-person shooter experience. Maybe not boring is the right word, but like an
funny as
old
shit.
school. But if you're here for those kinds of jokes, that kind of humor,
Yeah.
pretty fucking good.
Well, it's like the South Park game. It was like this just bare bones RPG, but the writing and dialogue was so good and so funny that
Yeah.
it kept you going for 18 hours.
Carried it.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to be in that exact same vein of like, if we have a category dedicated to like comedy video games about video games,
That's
this is going to go there, and it's going to be pretty good.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm excited. I'm excited to play it. Because they had some bad demos and like stuff that was shown that I was like, maybe I don't want to play this.
Yeah, there was one trailer I
Yo.
was just like, eh.
I think a big part of, I'm going to just call it Rick and Morty humor,
Right.
is kind of acknowledging that it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
And this game does not. It does do that as well.
Okay, good.
Like be ready for some self-deprecating humor about how kind of shitty of a game it is.
Okay, I'm into that though.
It kind of works.
Yeah.
In a game where your gun is a character
That's
that's talking,
hilarious.
it kind of works.
Okay. I'm in.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, like, your character's just a normal guy who gets this gun out of nowhere, and your gun is just like, wow, isn't it lucky that you're the protagonist? This is awesome. Stuff like that.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I'll
Beautiful.
play it.
Speaking of probably a good game. What was Tunic?
Yeah, so I played a lot of Tunic. I think I'm pretty close to the end of Tunic.
Oh, wow.
Has it exploded your mind in the way that people describe this game?
I don't know if like exploded my mind, but the game is so damn clever. Basically the premise is like it's Zelda. I mean it's a Zelda clone basically, except that there are no tutorials and you can't read any dialogue really. Like you can read occasional signs, but most of the dialogue is like in a foreign language, like in like hieroglyphic stuff. I can't tell if James is just really concentrating or if we lost James in the feed.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
out here.
he's there. Okay.
Yeah, I'll just
You were like frozen. I was like,
Concentrating
oh
on
no, we lost. But yeah, so what's cool about this game though is that it doesn't tell you anything. So you're going through the world and you are finding pages of the instruction manual for the game itself. And through that, you then learn what systems you can do. So basically, we explained it a lot last week a little bit, but like I, for instance, found a page about like how to level up your character, where like I played the first 3 hours not knowing how to level up my character. And then you start to also then experiment with like your abilities and how you can interact with stuff. And I just think like this game is always one step ahead of me as the player, where like I'm like, holy shit, like this is genius. How did you think of this? Or like you get a new page and you're like, oh, okay, I know now what I can do. And I just think it's like the sense of discovery very much feels like an Elden Ring kind of sense of discovery where you're like, whoa, no way. Like, you know, that first moment in Elden Ring when you teleport and then the map zooms out and there's more of the map. You have those moments every so often in Tunic when you pick up a new page or you get a new item or something. You're like, oh, this just changes everything. I really recommend it. I really think it's on Game Pass. I think it's a great game. I think the first hour and some change are the worst and they are slow as shit. And then you start to get in the groove. And once you hit that groove, it's like, oh, I'm exploring here and oh, I discovered this and now I can go here. It's great. Really like Tunic. I really recommend it. James, do you have any games that you've been playing you want to talk about or you want to say goodbye?
I just picked up Mario and Rabbids again.
The first one?
The first one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on the last world, so I'm gonna beat it out. And
Mhm.
I just got this today.
Hey,
new game.
Sparks of Hope.
So it won the award for
Strategy.
Nintendo
Best
Game of the Year.
Nintendo game.
I don't know.
Yeah, family game of the year, whatever it is.
I don't know what it was, but yeah, it was strategy game. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I was like,
strategy.
okay, it won. All right, I'll buy it. So got it, and I got it for less than $60. So fuck you, Nintendo.
I liked
That's it.
that picture I sent you guys both in our group text of
Yeah,
I'm a Nintendo exclusive and I will never go on sale.
Yeah.
It's like, damn. Thank you so much for watching the 116th episode of the Sidescape Gaming Podcast. My name is Jake. That's James. That's Ted. And we will see you next week. Does it say no Jake on your little sign behind you?
Yeah, it
Oh,
does.
that's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. Come on.
I forgot why I
that's
wrote it.
All I
had
do
a
for
good
you,
reason at the
Ted?
time.
All I do for you? That's fucked
you
up.
didn't watch it. That's why it's like anti.
Oh, it's anti.
Jake.
Okay.
Jake,
I was a trivia.
you weren't at the Game Awards. That's why.
Oh, damn. I wish I could. Can
No,
you
that
imagine?
wasn't it. It was a personal reason, but that was a long time ago. I'm a new man now.
This show changed, Ted.